Are you ugly in Korea? Am I ugly in Korea? It sounds dramatic, but it is a really valid question that I've heard a lot of women with a little bit of melanin in their skin asking, especially because there are so many mixed reviews on TikTok and Instagram of like people who've visited or have lived here and have had very different experiences. I do want to add a disclaimer that my experiences are my own and this is not something that you can fully expect that is going to happen to you. But I do want to kind of explain some general experiences that even people who, like a lot of my friends are white, or I have some friends who are a little bit on the thicker side. So we have had very similar experiences just by looking different, just by being foreigners, not just because, I have a little bit of a darker skin. And like, especially I want to mention that because I am on the lighter side, even though I am pretty tan, I have had very different experiences from others that I do know who have a little bit darker skin. So again, I want to say that my experiences are my own. You can't just fully expect that this is going to happen to you, but just come and see, girl. I don't know what to tell you. But I wanted to come and talk about this because it is something that I asked myself as well. Like, am I going to be ready to look different from everybody else? And am I going to be okay to be living in a homogenous society for a year? It was supposed to be a year, now it's 3. Am I going to be okay with kind of sacrificing my comfort, I guess? Like, living in America, I have been able to experience multiple cultures, and I've never once been looked at and felt, out of place in the room that I've been in. Like, all of my friend groups have always been very diverse, and now, yeah. So,
and
I pretty much know Koreans or people who don't look like me. So it definitely has been a hurdle to get over, and I'm still working on it. But I did want to come on here today and talk to you guys just like normal. That's why I'm here in my bed. Just like comfy vibes. And I wanted to talk to you guys like real chats and just be real, be honest, and be authentic, because that's all we can do. So if I am glowing, I did do my sunscreen. So my sunscreen usually does leave a little bit of a dewy effect, but I am also wearing a sweater because it's cute, but it's hot. So leave me alone. Okay, thank you. Love you. Okay, let's just get into it, y'all, because there's a lot to get into today. So let's just talk about our drinky poo and get into the video, y'all. All right, y'all. So today's drink of the week is going to be my Coke because I'm so tired. But I'm not in the mood for coffee, so I'm gonna have a little bit of caffeine through here. And yeah, also I got these heart straws. I'm gonna send you a picture because it's really weird to take it out of my drink right now. But I got these little cute heart straws and I got them in pink and red, so I'm obsessed. But currently my color of the week is pink. Literally, even my phone case, I changed it to pink. So that's the vibe. So yeah. Living here as a brown girl, it is a very different experience from what I've had with my other friends. Like, we do all get the stares, we all get the comments, well, me especially, but we all get the little comments of oh, there's a foreigner here, that's so strange or whatever. And we get the stares constantly, no matter where we are, unless you're in Seoul or Busan. Oh my god, I love Busan. Y'all already know because I always talk about Busan. Somehow I'm always talking about it. Which, low-key, we are going to go to Busan. I think we're gonna go at the end of next month. So at the end of August, I'm pretty sure. So if you guys are interested in watching a Busan vlog, let me know in the comments below, because I would love to record Busan vibes and everything that we do. And I'm so sorry. And make a guide for you basically for Busan if you're interested. Which also, sorry, I'm rambling, but I also have a Korea guide that is free. I'm going to add it to the description below. And it has all of my 3 top favorite cities, Seoul, Busan, and Gyeongju. And it's full of everything that you can do and my favorite cafes and my favorite restaurants that I've been to. You can find the links for all the neighbor map locations in the guide. So definitely check that out below if you're coming to Korea anytime soon. Save it. It's free. I love you. And okay, now let's talk about my experiences. So Yeah, being a brown girl, it is so different. Also, we haven't even gotten into body type. So let's talk about, like, we're talking about skin color, hair differences. My hair is so curly, and like body type differences, like everything. Like it's just a lot to kind of unpack. So the reality check. I've had experiences with people staring at me, and now I'm kind of used to the stares. I don't really care. I mean, there are days where I'm feeling really insecure and, I don't want to be stared at. So I do just like kind of stay home, which is also not the best to be running away from my problems, but also I'm an introvert and a homebody, so I don't really mind staying home. But again, yeah, the stares, they were really messing me up for like the first month. And my dad is like really dark skinned, and he came with me to Korea. So I was like so embarrassed and like so shy because everybody kept staring at us. And like I had my afro at the time, and like my dad's like a black man, so I'm like, hello. Like I was just really kind of not expecting to be stared at so blatantly, really, because I've never experienced anything like that before. And honestly, even now there are some days where I get stared at and I'm like, ugh, I just feel like a freak. And it's really not a good feeling to experience. It just makes you feel weird and feel like really isolated, especially like living in a new country where you don't know anybody, you don't have any friends, and you're being stared at everywhere you go. It was just really a lot for me. So I did struggle with that for a long time. I'm like, by a long time, I mean 2 years. I struggled with that for a really long time. Even now, like I said, I have some times where I feel uncomfortable, but for the most part, usually I'm with June, so people don't stare at me. Or like at this point, I've lived in my town for like 6 months, so pretty much everybody knows me, or like they know like I'm the foreigner or whatever. So that's that. I've also had experiences where I went to the store one time with June, and he was walking around. He did something. He was walking around somewhere else, but they had seen me. I had braids in at the time, thank God. I don't like people touching my curls. It's just weird. But I had braids in at the time, and like these old women were just like, oh my gosh, like they would never speak to me if June wasn't there, but because they found out that he was Korean, they somehow just had rights to like touch me and touch my hair, and like they were fawning over me, but not in like a wow, she's so pretty, in like a oh my goodness, we've never seen this before, and then touching my hair, which was like so strange. I've never experienced it, and I don't feel like they had ill will, of course. Like I don't think that they really thought too deeply into it, but it does make you feel really uncomfortable when one, you're being stared at, and two, people are like touching your hair and talking about the way you look and just being impressed by like, I don't know, like it's like a weird undertone. Am I the only one who's like, am I tripping? Like, hello? And oh my God, and don't even get me started on taking unsolicited photos. So here in Korea, it's a really big no-no to take photos and videos, like unconsensual photos and videos of anyone. And Koreans don't record each other ever. That's why, I don't know if you've ever noticed, but a lot of people try not to record on the subway unless it's like recording themselves if they live here or travel here. Well, not really travel here because you don't really know, but if you live here, you know not to record on the subway because people really dislike having their faces shown in video, or like if you're watching a Korea video, they tend to blur the faces for that reason because it's a really big no-no. But here, a lot of times they take photos of me or my friends unconsensually, and it's like really, really strange. And I just feel like it's really disrespectful because you would never do that to another Korean, so why would you do that to a foreigner just because we don't know, or like because we look different? So yeah, I've had a lot of very interesting experiences. No one has ever told me anything racist. Sorry. I couldn't lie. But no, it wasn't like towards me, but it was like I've experienced a lot of very interesting situations where people have tried to say the word, and they try to say it in front of me kind of to test the boundaries, or like to have a discussion with me to see whether or not they're allowed to say the word, which they're not. But it's never been very blatantly racist towards me. So yeah. But I have had very strange experiences that, again, make me feel like a freak. So those are some of the things that do make you feel kind of uncomfortable. And like maybe people won't take photos of you, maybe they won't touch your hair so like obviously and randomly, but they will definitely stare. They'll definitely comment and be like, oh wow, there's a foreigner here, you know? In Seoul, it doesn't happen as often, like highly unlikely. But if you're living outside of Seoul, or if you're traveling outside of Seoul, it's likely that it will happen. It's not a bad thing. I mean, like, they're just curious, but it does obviously make you uncomfortable. So I do want you to know that that is probably going to happen. And I also want to mention as well, before y'all comment me in the comments, that obviously it's not just Korea. I've heard of the German stare or whatever. In Japan, I haven't experienced staring so much. In Vietnam, definitely not. In Thailand, definitely not. But I know it's not just in Korea. I'm pretty sure I've seen some videos of China. But yeah, it's not just in Korea. I know that it can happen other places, but obviously I haven't gone to those places, and I'm speaking about my Korean experience. So yeah, and people are allowed to feel insecure if that's what makes them feel insecure, you know, like yeah, you're allowed to feel insecure if that's what makes you feel insecure, queen. Leave me alone. I'm funny. I know. Yo, I'm like actually delirious. So I know that like looking different anywhere is gonna make you be stared at. But again, y'all, I'm American. I live in Florida. All of my friends have always been very diverse. We have very large, like Asian, white, Latino friends, like black friends, like everybody. Like I've always experienced diversity, and here I haven't. And yes, I chose to move here, but again, I'm allowed to feel insecure. Thank you. Now, is it all bad? No, because obviously I stayed here for 3 years, so it's not terrible, and you kind of get used to it. Not fully, but kind of get used to it. However, like I've said before in my pros and cons of Korea video, you are always going to feel like a foreigner. You're always going to feel like an outsider. And that just sucks, you know? It just sucks, especially if you want to live here for a really long time. It's really sad to know that even if you learn the language or like get fully into the culture, you are going to always feel like an outsider. But again, it is what it is, girl. I don't know what to tell you about that. Okay, let's move on. I'm thirsty. Let's talk about like hair theory. So y'all know hair theory. It's like about how the way that your hair changes, or like the way that your hair frames your face or whatever, makes other people's actions or like reactions towards you completely different. So I am the perfect example of this because I've had like literally all types of hair. I've had half blue, half black. I've had purple. I've had a blonde, short hair. I've had everything. So yeah, let's talk about this. I've only straightened my hair like once or twice while I was here in Korea. And while I was here, they never assumed that I was American. They always, well, I also live in a small town, which is like full of like Southeast Asians. So a lot of people, when I have straight hair here, they always just assume that I'm Southeast Asian for whatever reason. But whenever they assume that I'm Southeast Asian, they never stare at me. Tea. That's tea. If I have my afro, they know I'm definitely like American, probably. And they're just like shocked of my existence, and they stare at me, or like they make comments, or you know, they step a little bit closer to me, which is super weird. Or even now when I have my braids, I get mixed reviews about like where I'm from. But more importantly, they kind of gloss over me and they're like, oh, she's a foreigner. But it's not like, oh my goodness, what is she doing here? She's a foreigner. Like, they're just like, oh wow, her hair is cool. And then they just kind of like look over me, which is really weird. So I've experienced all sorts of things. And especially even like when I used to go out clubbing all the time, not all the time, y'all, be for real. Like, I mean, I'm saying all the time, but I mean like once every few months, I would go clubbing to Hongdae, and I've gone with different hairstyles to Hongdae. So I've gone with like my afro, and like I don't get any attention or whatever. Like, that's not the goal of like me clubbing, but you know what I mean. I'm using an example. So I don't get attention from like Korean people. I always get attention from like foreigners, and it'll be like few and far in between. Americans who are like here in the military or whatever. But then if I have my braids, then I get attention from like everyone, not everyone in the club, obviously, you know what I mean, like foreigners, Koreans, whatever. I think it's been really interesting, especially because like I know some of you are really interested in like dating life here, and having curly hair, like at least my like 3C4A hair, has been really hard for me to find a guy. Now it's different because I met my husband with my braids in, but like he already was interested in like people with my curl type, like literally my curl type exactly. Like he was like, oh wow, I think this hair is interesting, and I was like, oh, that's crazy because that's actually my hair. So I mean, he loves me both ways. Love you June. But I think it's been very interesting because I've also felt more confident in dating when I had my braids in rather than when I had my afro. And I don't know if that's just like because I never got braids in America, so I don't know if that's how I would feel in America or just because that's where I am now. But the difference is very, very evident. People just treat me different. And hair theory, that's tea. Oh damn, bitch, I'm hot. Okay. Also, I wanted to talk about how it's not just hair theory. It's not just skin color. It's also like, even if my girlfriends are white, some of them can be thick, some of them can be skinny, and they have different experiences. Like some of my friends are thick girlies. So they have experienced like staring as well, or like they really experience insecurities in a different way. So if I have hair insecurity, they've experienced insecurity with like their weight or like their size, just because it's so hard here, you know, to be like a size large when everybody else is a size extra small. It's really, really difficult for them. So I did want to kind of mention that as well. Like it can be very, I don't want to say isolating, but like difficult. Like I've had to go on trips with my friends to Seoul just to find like plus size shops, right? So yeah, it's been really difficult. And I think like, you know, I think I don't want to say, oh yeah, we all moved to Korea, so now I have hair insecurity. They have like insecurity about their size. They have insecurity about this. They have insecurity about that. Like Korea makes us insecure. I don't think that that's the case. I think like, obviously, if any of us were super unhappy, we would just go back home. But I do feel like you should know that there is a chance that your insecurities that you have right here, right now, whether you're sitting in your living room, in your kitchen, in your car, whatever, listening to this, the insecurities that you have right now are probably going to follow you in the future if you decide to come here. However, there might be other insecurities that you never really thought about. I wasn't ever really insecure about my hair because I went to a school where I was surrounded by like so many hair textures, and like I was really supported in my decision to go natural, and I didn't feel any kind of insecurity until I moved here when nobody had any natural hair, when I was like the one like Latina in the office, you know what I mean? So yeah, there is just like some things that you probably are going to feel a little bit insecure about, but I don't know. Yeah, then hey, how the insecurities kind of can affect you and how they've affected me. Basically, I've had moments where I want to just like stay home for the entire weekend because I can't even be bothered but to like look someone in the eye. I don't want anyone to look at me. I don't want anyone to perceive me, and that's kind of sad. But I don't know if I would feel that at home. I don't think I would. But I do feel like it did kind of add a little bit of a pressure for me, and I feel like I did kind of seclude myself a little bit more into my shell because I didn't want to be perceived as someone who was different. I just wanted to be perceived as a person, and I didn't always get that. I felt like sometimes if I went to like I've gone to I've gone to a store before, like a souvenir store, and they were playing like random like piano music, and as soon as me and my friends walked in, they started playing like rap. Like, what even is that, girl? Be for real. So yeah, sometimes it is just a lot. But I've also had insecurities about even like this one for me, especially because I keep mentioning about it, is like my hair, especially. Like I've had a lot of thoughts, especially recently, even to like kind of like quit my natural journey and go back to straight hair, and that has been a really like difficult thing for me because I've had my natural hair for, what year are we in? 1995. So like I've had my natural hair for like 4 years now almost, and like it is something, like hair is just so important to you, you know, like hair holds memories. And it does make me a little bit sad because I feel like the only reason, not the only reason, but like a big reason that I want to go back to straight hair is because I feel insecure, or like I feel like out of place. And I don't know, I'm still thinking about that. Like I'll update you guys. I'll update you guys on like what I decide to do, I guess. But yeah, it has been like something that is like, I wonder if I would be insecure about this if I were in the States, you know? Yeah, that has been something that's been on my mind. But again, I think that like whether I was in America or Spain or Korea or Japan or wherever, I think that I would still feel insecure about some of my things that I feel insecure about already. I think like it's not just location, but I think that a lot of the fact of where you are can influence like how you feel about things. So where I am definitely helps or like fuels the insecurities sometimes, but not always. So yeah, here's how you can feel pretty whenever you like feel out of place or like unpretty or just not good enough when it comes to living here, or even if you're traveling here for a really long time, it can get to you sometimes. So yeah, these are kind of things that I did as well. I always change my hairstyle to keep it fun. I always do braids like every other month. Not every month. Hello. I do braids like every 6 months or so. Usually I miss my curls, so then I just like go back to my curls, or like sometimes in between that I'll straighten my hair just to like have something different. So I do that. But you don't have to do hairstyles if you like your hair, girl. Like you can go to a hair spa, which is tea. Go to a hair spa, or you could like change up your makeup style, like do something different, just like change something of yourself that so that you can feel a little bit of a dopamine kick and like kind of just explore new things that you're really interested in. That goes perfectly with what I was saying, because you can take time for your you can take time for your skincare and makeup, just for you, not for others. I also really like, there's this girl, I think her name is like Shine or something, and she has like a little pig. She's a Korean girl and she always has like the large makeup products. I'm obsessed with her and I really like her makeup style. So I like sometimes I try to do her makeup style just to like change things up and like feel cute and pretty, because her makeup style is so cute. Then also journalize. I don't know what is wrong with me, y'all. Like I'm about to start recording because what is going on? I can't speak. Journal and rationalize your thoughts. So I do this a lot because I'm a journaler. But also like I really need to like be told straight that sometimes like I'm just feeling things. I'm a double Scorpio, y'all. Like there's a lot going on over here and over here. So I need to literally tell myself like, you're just being dramatic. Sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not. But like sometimes I just need to tell myself you're just feeling, and you need to like actually rationalize what you're feeling, because otherwise it's just going to like go everywhere. So I need to tell myself like, you're feeling this because of this, you're feeling that because of that, or like you literally only feel this because, you know, like you had a weird interaction, or because you're not in Seoul and because you went to like somewhere random like Gwangju, you know, like yeah. Then I want you to visualize the person that you want to be. Like even if you are just trying to get your life together, you know those memes, it's like you wake up you're still up at 3 a.m. and you're trying to get your life together and you're like organizing your life. That's what I want you to do. Not at 3 a.m., but I want you to visualize like who you feel like you want to be, even if you just do it per season. I personally really like to do that. I like to do like a mid-year check-in and kind of just be like, okay, where am I going? Like what do I like that I'm doing? What do I dislike that I'm doing? And then kind of like visualize how to fix my like issues, and then how to kind of like continue to progress forward, and even whether that means like changing my style or adding something to my routine, stuff like that. Build trust with yourself through small processes. So I've spoken about this before in my other video about confidence, and I think building trust with yourself is honestly just like the best way to build your self-esteem. So that's why I think it's really, really important for you to do that, and you will slowly build trust within yourself. We're at the point in my video where I have to ask, do you think that you're going to feel ugly in Korea? Am I ugly in Korea? And the answer is, it doesn't matter. Because beauty is subjective, so it doesn't matter. Tea. Okay. But what I do want you to do is come to Korea anyway. Go to a facial, get your like Gobekyu Katsu because I love that place. Go clubbing in Hongdae, like do whatever you're gonna do and have the best time, and don't worry about whether or not you're beautiful or not, because first of all, you are. If you're looking for someone who's interested in you, like if you're looking to date, which that's tea also, if you guys want a video about like dating life in Korea and then everything that I've done and whatever, I can totally talk about that. But if you're looking for someone who is interested in you, it's more likely than not that you probably will if you go out a few times, like not clubbing, but if you go out in general, like, and put yourself out there, it's more likely than not that you're going to find someone. But I don't also want that to be your goal of traveling here. I want you to have fun. I want you to have the best time, and I want you to feel beautiful. And what better place than Korea to feel beautiful or give yourself a little bit of a glow up? Tea. People might stare, people might comment, people might be weird about you being a foreigner, but it doesn't matter as long as you're as long as you're living your best life. It doesn't matter what other people think. So yeah, everyone, I asked you guys like a lot of questions about like what you guys want to see from me, whether that's a dating video or like just anything in Korea. Let me know. Wow, I'm like really tired. So I'm super happy that you guys watched this video with me. Thank you guys for watching. And if you watched the video all the way through, comment below a soap bar so that I know that you watched it. And yeah, I don't have anything else to say to you. I love you, and I'll catch you guys next time. I'm going to sleep.